It's finally February, and that means for gardeners, we have a lot to plant. We can plant a lot in February just because it's really like a good time to plan out your garden for the spring. Here in Florida, spring is fast approaching when it's February, and the heat will come quickly. I don't think we really have a true spring just because it goes from 50s, 60s, and then 90s right away. So when it comes to planting in February, you can start a lot of food and flowers and herbs. In this video, we're going to discuss all the things that you can plant in February in Zone 9 to get ready for the spring and to beat the heat before it comes. I'll let you know what you can plant in categories. So the first category is greens. Here in Central Florida in Zone 9, you can start from seed lettuce, mustard. Now when it comes to lettuce, you really have to plant in successions. I said this in the January video, just because you can get a few cuttings from lettuce and then you have to make sure you get a new plant to replace it to keep lettuce coming. As soon as that heat hits, lettuce will bolt very quickly. So February is a good time to get all the lettuce you need in the ground. Arugula, you can plant arugula from seed. I have a lot of arugula growing right now. It's just loving the cool temps. It's great to add arugula in a lettuce mix to give yourself some diversity. A lettuce and arugula actually is a cut and come again thing. So as soon as you cut the lettuce or the arugula, it's just going to grow back and you can get multiple cuttings in the plant. Swiss chard. You can start Swiss chard from seed. Swiss chard is a great green to grow. You can also grow rainbow Swiss chard, which is a great plant to have to give your garden some diversity in color. So Swiss chard is a great thing to start in February. Asian greens. Asian greens including Chinese cabbage, bok choy, tatsoi. It's all good to start in February in Zone 9. I'm growing Chinese cabbage this year just to get some diversity in my cabbage growing, and it's growing so beautifully right now in February. I can definitely start more if I wanted to. Sugar snap peas, lima beans, pole beans, southern peas, you can start in February. You can start broccoli, you can start cauliflower and celery. You can start regular cabbage as well, aside from Chinese cabbage. Brussels sprouts, and you can also start leeks now in February. If you like okra, definitely you can start that in February. Okra loves the heat and grows well here in Florida. Kohlrabi is one. Nice purple color will give your garden some color as well. When it comes to fruit in Florida, you can start tomatoes from seed or cuttings. This is Everglade tomato trellis that's in back of me. Definitely is kind of like a perennial here in Florida. It would just, as soon as you grow it once, you can't get rid of it. It will self-seed itself and keep growing. And you can get max so many little tomatoes every time you go into the garden. So I definitely recommend these tomatoes here in Florida. The Everglade tomato is it's a very small tomato. And I'll also link below some bigger tomatoes that you can start in February.
You can also start peppers.
You can start corn in February, tomatillos. You can also start eggplant, cucumbers, watermelon, summer squash, and winter squash. You can start both in February. Zucchini, you can start cantaloupe. Some root plants that you can start in Florida is carrots. You can always start carrots in February. It's a great crop to self-seed in anything, in a container, in a raised bed, in the ground. Perfect crop to start growing in February. Beets, if you like beets. Radishes. You can start bunching onions. It's too late to start regular bulb onions since they do need a good amount of cold before they can get established to grow. So you can try to grow bunching onions instead, and those go great in containers and in raised beds and in the ground. And you can also start growing sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, people can grow sweet potatoes all year round here in Florida. If it gets cold in your area, just cover them. They will just grow back and you always have sweet potatoes. This is zone 9, so I always like to tell gardeners in Florida, it really just depends on your microclimate. I can say zone 9, but in your house, some things won't work. So definitely just be mindful of that anytime someone tells you what to grow at certain months, including myself. When it comes to tropical plants that you can start in February, you can grow any hibiscus, like cranberry hibiscus, roselle. You can start growing chaya, which is just a great green to grow, and it is one of those greens where you really can live off of. You have to boil it though for 20 minutes before you eat it, because it does have cyanide in the leaves, but chaya is a great thing to start growing. Katuk is a amazing green that you can also live off of, and you can start in February. Moringa is the most powerful tree, I think, one of the most powerful trees in the world, with so many nutrients, and it grows so well here in Florida. So if you have a seed or cutting, definitely start it in February. And if it does get cold, if you get a little frost, I would definitely keep it inside or keep it in a container and bring it back out when the chances of frost has completely is completely gone. You can start pineapple. You can start Okinawa spinach, is another great Florida tropical green that you can eat and live off of. It's an amazing plant here that grows prolifically. Sugarcane and Tindora. When it comes to flowers, you can grow and start some flowers in February. You can start cosmos, you can start calendula, straw flower is a good one. You can start zinnias and sunflowers. I would make sure you keep them inside. If you get a frost in your area, definitely wait until that has passed, because zinnias and sunflowers definitely are not cool weather flowers. They will die if it gets very cold. Celosia is a good one to start in February. Verbena, geranium. You can start bare root roses. If someone has gifted you a bare root rose, definitely start planting that in February. Put it in a pot or in the ground. You can also start amaranth. You can start sweet alyssum as well. And one of my favorite tropical states. When it comes to herbs, you can grow a lot of herbs. My last video in January, what you can grow, I put herbs. You can grow any type of herb in January. Same goes for February. You can start from seed rosemary, cilantro, parsley, sage, basil. These are some of my favorites I like to grow in February. Chives, dill grows beautifully right now. I have a few growing in my garden. Fennel, if you like fennel. Lemon balm is a great one. And thyme. Thyme also grows well in February. So these are all the plants that you can start in February. It's a lot and it can be a little bit overwhelming, so just take it one plant at a time. Make a list of what you actually eat and start from there. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you get to grow all the things that you want starting in the month of February. If you have some things that you grow in February here in Florida, definitely put it in the comments below so everybody watching this can get some ideas of what to start in February. And again, as always, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay well, friends.